When you go ahead and load up your Piggy Build Mode map, you have 3 things that you should really be considering immediately when you start building. Starting off with number 1, the idea of height. We mentioned this in a previous video about forced perspective. You can go check that out. The card will be right up here. People love height, whether they think it or not. It attracts the eye, just like a giant face on a thumbnail does. Throw in a nice giant mountain in the middle of your city, or if that sounds preposterous, build in a giant skyscraper. It makes the viewer think that you built a lot more than you really did. You may end up building and putting in the same amount of time as you would if you were to build that flat farmland that anyone could care less about. When I did build a rural scene in front of our new police station that is right above, see there you go, talk about height, the town hall, I even managed to incorporate height as I'm saying this. Number 2, paying attention to little details. Yes, little details. And what are these little things, you may be asking yourself? Well, things you'd find in that setting that you wouldn't think to find in that setting. Picture someone's house. They have a backyard behind them, they have a front yard in front of their house, they have a driveway. Well, in most residential settings like such, you would envision a separation line between your nice front yard or your nice backyard and the side of your house. In between that area, you have mulch planters, different things like that. Yes, little tiny things like that. Yes, they bring out quite a lot, more than you'd think or expect or want to assume that they could possibly present themselves as. And that's just one tiny example of small, very fine detail. That also brings me to lighting, which we could go on talking about forever. You can go check out this video for more information on that. Now, I'm sure you'd like to tell your Roblox friends that you have a difficult map to beat, a very hard map to beat. Got some cool tips to make any boring map amazing and rather challenging without adding a giant building or so many unnecessary yet very cool extra fixtures. Something very simple you can do is imagine you have a blank shopping center. Let's say it's an outdoor outlet like the one behind me. So in this outlet you have all these different stores all around you. In between them you have these little pathways that kind of come out and separate the buildings from each other, creating what are essentially the outlets. You'd have your nice nightlife setting, which would be the nice lantern lights on the wires. Adding in a giant structure in the middle of that pathway barricades you and makes you think, well, where do I have to go? You have to slow down, so your reaction time will determine how long Piggy has to get to you, and you to realize you could just maneuver around it. You have a vending machine over this way. You have a nice water fountain in this area. You have a planter over here. You have a grove of trees over here. And over here you have picnic tables. You have to maneuver your way around all of them. And they're not necessarily interactable components. They're just there to A, add with the looks, B, to challenge you, which is what you're looking for, which is what you've finally gotten. Now, if you're looking for the perfect ideal way to go about the shopping center and you want to take that idea and throw it into your hands, go right for it. And here are some design tips to help you along the way. Check this video out right here.